And welcome back to the channel. This is your host, Trader DLT, on the DLT Capital Markets Forex Trading channel here on YouTube. And today we have another Forex story, this time from Reddit in the r/Forex community. The OP, original poster, is asking about Forex traders that have made it. The question is, all right, F it. I've looked everywhere, searched everywhere, asked a bunch of people personally, and no one is brave, experienced, or honest enough to have the B's and answers to answer these questions about Forex. If someone on here will do so, I would appreciate it a lot right now. I understand that there's a lack of reward for you to give out any information, but I would appreciate if you considered being the person you wished someone was to you when you first started out trading with no knowledge, since that is what I am currently lacking since the beginning of my journey. What are the actual ways to learn how to be consistent? I know that there isn't a magical thing, a day or trade that will change everything. So I am willing to put in the hours, days, and weeks, and I have been doing that with Forex. But it seems like the more I learn, the more there is to question. So I guess I want to see how some of you see Forex and what goes in your daily trading days. Do you watch videos, read articles, perhaps read books, buy courses to get to the stage? What does it take to learn to trade Forex consistently? I don't care about anything else but consistency right now, and I can't seem to get a full grip of what it takes to get there because not many people or sources that I know anyways, will teach directly and be fully honest at all times. For any experienced traders on here in the Forex industry, do you have any important sources, links, people, or books that come to mind when it comes to your early newbie days that helped you? Perhaps the words back in the day will remind you of some things that helped you become the trader you are today. And if any of this was too much to respond to, literally any summarized advice would be appreciated. Thank you in advance. I hope any help you give will be rewarded. And here are some of the top comments to this important question. Jalicia B says, 1. Minimize your mentors and other distractions. 2. Get a trading accountability partner. 3. Listen to Trading in the Zone and do the homework. 4. Trade one pair for several months. Trade one edge for several months. Use your analytics to measure growth. Hope this helps someone. GeoFXS says, hey, thank you for replying. What do you mean? Oh, OP says, thank you for replying. What do you mean by trading accountability partner? Someone that checks up on you and corrects you? Yes, exactly. I am on Zoom for hours at a time, any day of the week. Thank you, Jalicia. Someone who knows more than you, who will hurt your feelings when you F up from watching you using the investor password. A guy who hates school says, only one pair, huh? Gotta try that. Reddit Quid said, hi, I checked out your profile and noticed you're only in crypto. Do you trade Forex or crypto only? Solid advice, thanks. Frosted Fluke says, I trade futures full-time, but these concepts apply to any trading in general, whether you're a swing trader or scalper or intraday. There is no right answer because everyone's version will be different. It's very easy for me to tell you just to be consistent, but that's as practical as telling someone to get taller. It doesn't work. The best way to start being consistent is to actually have a trading system or a strategy that makes sense to you. From there, you can implement processes/rules that you should stick to for the most part. I say for the most part because you should always be redefining your edge. Create rules that then track your application of the rules. For example, I will only trade breakouts as I'm a breakout trader. I will do a pre-market prep every morning. I will only enter trades between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. I will debrief at the end of every day. I have a maximum daily loss of X. I can only trade a maximum of Y lots per trade. What type of breakouts? Any breakout? That's too vague, and it's more difficult to track. Let's narrow it down. I'm a breakout trader that will only trade breakouts of the high, low of the day. Great. What are some of the characteristics I want to see to take a breakout trade? There are many, but one of the things I would like to see is high volume and high delta. You might not get this data in Forex, but I do in futures. Okay, we define what we would like to see. Now it's time to wait for the setup. Track everything within your setup. Was there high volume? Check. High delta? Check. Okay, great. Take the trade. Next setup. High volume? Check. High delta? No. Okay, great. Don't take the trade. Where consistency really comes in is when you respect your process and your rules, regardless of whether the trade worked or not. Everyone is going to have a strategy. Even when the stars are aligned, you end up losing money on the trade. That's part of trading. Where you really shine is on the days where the stars align for your strategy. You put on size and it rips in your favor, and you consistently apply your edge day in and day out. At the end of the day, you track your performance, and you track whether or not you stuck by your rules. Compare and contrast to the days where you didn't follow your rules. This is how you develop consistency. Start with the foundation and build on it. The more rules you put doesn't necessarily mean it's a better system. It's dependent on your personality and what you need to succeed. I hope this helps. OP says, top reply. I've got this month when it comes to practical advice. Thank you. Will use. And I wish you the best in your future trades. A guy who hates school said, so as a new trader, I understand that I must come to a set of principles and strategies to which I will abide by, like you stated here. The thing is that I am currently in what could be described as the experimentation stage, where I am trying to figure out what works for me. An issue with this is that I'm also told not to system hop. How would I go about finding out what works for me without system hopping? How do I realistically come to a set of principles and strategies that work for me? 526 responded, this is such a valid question and something that is a very common experience for traders. Everyone is different, but I can relay what worked for me and what I've seen other traders do. What worked for me was trading sim and putting absolutely no rules on myself except for risk management rules, stops, trade, sizing, etc. I just traded and didn't worry about how much imaginary money I was making or losing. This is a lot, and don't stop until the following happens. You will start to notice certain trade characteristics that you naturally pick out easier than others. You will start to feel more confident when you see these characteristics. These trades don't have to be profitable as your trade management may be off, but you hopefully start getting the general direction of the market right enough times to make it a strategy. Put a general name to this type of trade and start to log them in an Excel spreadsheet. Put anything down on that sheet that you think may be helpful. You will naturally add rules to these named strategies as you gain a data set that you have traded consistently. Eventually, you will work an edge and add rules that work. This is what worked for me, but I've seen other people do it differently, and this is how they did it. They took a strategy that someone else had developed that they liked and copied it. They then traded this strategy religiously and logged all their trades. Oftentimes, they will loosen the trade restrictions at first. It's the same process as the process I originally described once you get a general strategy. You have to log the trades and the data to see what works and what doesn't. Then you can add or remove rules. Final note is that you must have your risk management down. The amount you lose if you are wrong on a trade should be consistent across all trades. Your initial stop should never move away from the price. Your position sizing should reflect your risk, etc. Frosted Fluke said, "This is the way." Well said. Frosted Fluke goes on, "You'll know when it finally starts to make some sense to you and you feel comfortable with it. It's not a good answer, I know, but the best thing I can tell you is to constantly ask yourself questions about the system. Ask yourself questions, find the answers to them, or try to at least. From there, your understanding will only grow. As you understand more and more, you get better at recognizing what you need and what you don't. This also extends to the tools you are using. I have seen so many traders use moving averages but have absolutely no idea what MAs even calculate. Then you'll have traders ask you what the best MA is. Let's do an exercise. What is a moving average? It is a data point that calculates the average of a set number of something, in this case, price or candlesticks. What does it mean when price is significantly below a moving average? So the average is 40, but we're trading at 30. What happens when price moves away from its moving average? Do we tend to get continuation or a correction back to the average? Interesting. Is there a tool that can tell me whether price has deviated too far from the average? Bollinger Bands. Okay. This is an example on how you should be questioning something to get to an answer. And once you find that answer, you might also find that it doesn't make sense for you. That's okay. Repeating this process of questioning will help you find a system and also help tweak your current system. Once you find your system, you create your process and rules for that specific system, like I mentioned in my first post. And the more you trade it, the more you realize the intricacies of that system. The best time of day to use it, you'll be able to recognize when something seems off within that system, and you'll trade cautiously / not trade at all. Question everything, then understand it. As for system hopping, give yourself a sample number of trades and then figure out what works or not. Usually 50 to 100 trades using a system to determine if you can use it or not. DiscFar68 says, how would I go about finding out what works for me without system hopping? I'm new too, but I think you're asking unrealistic questions. You're basically asking, how do I sprint versus run a marathon when you are barely learning how to walk? At least that's how I feel about myself right now. Ice Freeze 3 said, thank you so much for your in-depth insight. Sweaty Brain 9000 said, what are the actual ways to learn how to be consistent? Practice. You are learning a new skill. How do you learn any life skill? You practice. And remember, this shiz ain't that complicated. All you're doing is adding a graph to what you already do. Do you buy a PS5 and sell it for more on eBay? Awesome. You traded USD for PS5 and waited for PS5 to go up. Then you did PS5 to USD and made money. You just did exactly what you do with every Forex trade. It ain't that hard. Don't freak the F out just because a bar chart got added to the game. OP says, like the choice for comparison. Thank you. Banks987 said, I bought Euro USD for 1.1580 and listed it on eBay for 1.1800. Haha. Half Jew Bear said, I'm by no means some sort of pro trader, but I noticed you mentioned being consistent. One thing that helped me is understanding what consistency is. I don't mean like winning consistently, but being consistent in your process. Because there is no consistency in trading because you can't really know whether your trade is going to work or not. Once I stopped thinking about consistency in the form of winning trades and being consistent in how I trade, it definitely changed things. Don't know if that helps. OP said, at the end of the day, I will be noting all the replies down. There is no lack of value in what you said. Thank you for taking your time and replying. Half Jew Bear said, no problem. If you want me to send you some of my backtesting data, in case you don't entirely understand what I mean, then let me know. Because personally, this is what was mainly holding me back. OP said, yes, please, I would love that. Eloxopus said, I would like to see the data as well. $0.00 said, FR, I would like to see it as well. XEVO Life said, could you please send me your backtesting data? Thanks. Me too. F Society said, blew a bunch of accounts and finally the penny dropped. There's no magic strategy. There's only risk management and keeping emotions in check. Personally, I love that one. Dark Jared said, this is the wild one. Everyone gets everything locked in. But when those emotions arrive, everything you plan is out the window. Human Activity 3749 said, I understand that there's a lack of reward for you to give out information. Oh, he's quoting. There is no reward here for helping anyone out. What there is here is a bunch of jealous jerks that put down any successful trader that tries to help. Check Rainer Teo and Forex Trading Lions on YouTube. Simperial said, very true. Doesn't matter if you are a complete success or failure. There will always be one or several going against you. My top advice is to seriously stick with one mentor / learning resource that you have verified to work for others consistently, and sticking with that and only that for any future backtesting and live trades. Go absolutely sicko mode with one community who trades very similarly until you reach profitability. I can't tell you how many times I got frustrated after practicing for hours on end, so many different things, and felt like it wasn't getting anywhere. How many times I took a break to see the charts with fresh eyes. Until I finally took the advice I just gave and saw my entire effing approach and view on the markets change. Trading is simple, but when you try 20 different things from 5+ different sources, it becomes real complicated, confusing, and frustrating. Edit. And if you work with one community and their way of teaching / trading style doesn't suit you or really doesn't seem to work for you, then at that point you can move along to someone new. But take your time and commit to the material and community you've selected. See it through until either profitability or stagnation. You got this. OP said it will do, noted. Agent Pot said, if you're serious, this subreddit is not the only place to be looking for answers. Not trying to be a D, but very few people here would be able to show you a consistently profitable track record. So take answered with a huge pinch of salt. I think he meant pinch, but he wrote pitch. Stab Hooker Run said 100% this. Sunil 2020 said facts, but still keep it real, said exactly. Considering the caps on the original question, I'll come back and answer this when I'm sitting on a $500,000. Meditude said, journal your every trade. See, after weeks, months, what most of your trade would made you a nice profit if you just held them a week to longer. Trade longer time frames, for which beginners means trading with smaller positions to make wider stop loss. Also, write down your mistakes that you do often and go through them before starting to place trades. And also, most of us have put years into trading before we are profitable, not because it's some kind of magic, but because we are making the same mistakes every time because of greed and fear. OP said, I've heard of the journal concept a lot. I tried it for a while ago, just never took it too seriously. I'll look more into it. Dude, trading can be simple. I mean, R. Geckman said, dude, trading can be simple. People make it difficult. It takes a lot of mastery, self-mastery, flow, and love. Relax. Breathe. Have a job you love to support you. Remove all distractions from your life. You will need inner peace to do your research and train neural networks in your brain to see good market entries and exits. This can take time, so make sure you do it easy, slowly, and out of love. Eat good food. Meditate. Take care of your mind and body. This will make the whole experience calm and less stressful. Trade demo account for a while and study markets. I use Trello.com tool for visual capturing of good trades, bad trades, missed trades, hard to enter entries. Over time, you will see the markets have same patterns over and over again. Watch YouTube Inner Circle Trading. See how he does it and how he explains markets and smart money. I heard it from a successful trader with 40 plus years of experience. Quote, I'm not a smart person. Just know how to trade pictures on a screen. That is just it. Knowing when to get in and out. Just think on it. Steba Hooker and Run said, there is wisdom and love in this answer. R. Geckman said, oh, I forgot to say, enjoy trading socially. Thank you. Market Mastered said, journal every trade. If you don't know where you have been or where you are, you won't know where you're going. Seriously, this is the biggest thing. You can stop journaling when you start making more from trading than your job. Otherwise, every trade. OP said, noted. Singularity 2060 said, sit in front of the charts for 3 to 5 years minimum every day. Study what market does each hour, open, close, and in between. Understand news events and what happens and how they might affect the currency. No policy on interest rates. I would also encourage you to look into market casualty trading and take it into account when placing trades. No one will give you the magic stick. It will take many years of pain to find your way and mold trading with your particular personality. ESC 77 said, do you recommend a particular book or resource that helps with this approach? Market casualty trading? OP said, thank you so much. YXNG Peanut said, someone here mentioned practice. Like anything, it comes down to practice. Have a precise strategy and rules and practice. How do you practice the right way? By backtesting. Backtest your exact rules for a minimum of 300 to 100 to 300 trades per pair you want to trade. You will then be able to look at your results and fine-tune your rules and or choose pair that your strategy work and doesn't work with. Hope this helps. Mammoth the Albatross said, learn the Elliott wave. This is an awesome way to swing trade the Forex with much consistency and patience. Beginning B619 said, be your own mentor and remember that you're learning, not making money yet. Never put a manual trade. I never trade Forex without a rules and always respect them and understand yourself which type of trader you are. Have your own portfolio that you would understand. When I say portfolio, remember that is where traders differ. So do you, and remember you, the is no perfect analysis on Forex. Noted all. Thank you, said the OP. Scorn Sama said, not experienced at all here. Actually, total beginner, haha. But I completed the entire Baby Pipsology course. Don't know if you've heard of it, but it's pretty good. After completing it, I feel like I understand the basics of trading. All I need to know now is to think and learn a lot about a trading system and keep improving and learning from those who are better. Problem is, like you, I don't really know who or where to learn more from. OP said, Baby Pips is a good foundation. Well done for completing it, and thanks for reminding me. I need to also. Kibosawa said, if you're looking for a course, then market fluidity is pretty good. Of course, there is no guarantee that you will succeed after learning the course, but they talk a lot about managing risk and trading psychology, which is what most traders struggle with. Good luck. OP said, just found the source. I will definitely invest time into this. Thank you. Forex Box said, add up your monthly bills. Deposit 5 to 10 times as much as that and then figure out how much you need to make on a daily basis twice to pay your monthly bills once. OP said, interesting, noted. The Lutheran guy, 1517, said, I am still a beginner, but the way I am approaching is the way one would approach test. Takes time, study, and practice. Affectionate Car 126 said, gotta do the hard work, the deep work. There is no other way. Being a trader is a profession like any other. Gotta do the time, log the hours, grind, define your edge, master it, practice it until it becomes second nature, and then you may be consistent, but there are no guarantees. Statistically, you are average, and that means like 95% of the other traders who lose money, you will lose money. You aren't special. You aren't the one. Learn a system, learn risk management, learn statistics to be able to question your data. Hypothesize, learn Python to be able to backtest quickly, and deeply learn probability to understand the nature of the game. Learn mental discipline, develop a trading plan, and then pray. And after all is said and done, this may be perhaps be the hardest, easiest job out there. What's so hard about buying low and selling high? Good luck. Directed Buy-in said, I watched a single YouTube channel now that is the reasoning for my consistency. I manage the trade aggressively, as in take profits at the first point of liquidity, and often move the stop loss to break even. I enter only trades when I see confirmation inside a previously marked zone or reason for seeing the confirmation. Structure is the most important thing. Let me know if you want to know what channel I'm talking about, but it was really eye-opening for me. Pseudo Hope said, ask, what's the channel? QPD Frag said, just copy-pasting my advice from a similar post about tips from profitable people. Had to learn that Forex is not the way and instead traded indexes, US 30, DAX, Nikkei. The simpler the better. I went from manual to building algorithms, and I learned that the simplest algorithms are the ones that work. How simple, you may ask? I'm talking 1 to 2 indicators simple. Most people don't know what they're talking about, so hope you're lucky and find one that actually does. Win rate doesn't mean anything without risk reward. Backtesting is a requirement, but means absolutely F all. Your in sample and out of sample is going to be curve fit. So make sure you understand robustness testing. Understand and implement holdout, and understand luck and how to minimize it. Holdout is the most important thing in backtesting, and most don't understand it and misuse it. OOS is not enough. Itzami said, hi OP, if you have time, when I started out, I was lucky to come across Dirk Dutoit and his ebook, Birdwatching in Lion Country. There's a free PDF download, I think. Can't Google it. I learned a lot from this book. Also, the book written by the founder of Oanda. I forgot the title. It was quite a long time ago. Maybe you can Google. Then I got to learn from Bill Polis, and I forgot a lot of technicals, but one thing I got from his book and mentoring that time was the understanding of risk management. This was one expensive to me. I was charged big time. I don't mean any malicious intent, but then I found my mentor. This is one of the most important things I learned. Find a good mentor who can teach you and is living by his teachings and trades. Find someone local if you can. Face to face have a more bigger than effect than you might think. If you can't find someone online that you can be familiar with, preferably in your country. Trading is hard actually. Very, very hard. Mostly quite everything is hard. Depends on your psyche and personality. Trading is life itself. The charts we're seeing every day is life itself. The interactions of people to a particular instrument. That's what makes trading hard. You need to learn to read people. That's where I learned to incorporate price action. If anything, you might want to tinker with your strategy and add some price action. I hope every step of your journey will be more fruitful than the last step you've taken. Best of luck. Ma Rio 2008 said, number one thing to do, check your trading calendar. Is it the first day of the month? Last week of the month? Any speech by voting members of a central bank chief saying something? What time is the announcement? And how will it affect the market closer to the announcement timing? Am I now at support resistance? What is the monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 30 minute, 15, 5, 1 minute trend? What is the strongest last week's currency yesterday, today, now? Was there big movement yesterday, today, just now? Is it close to summer earnings season now? Is the currency very liquid, illiquid? Is the spread too wide? Do I scalp, swing trade? If you open an account with Trade Direct 365, they will give you a free Al Brooks Trading Basic course. No deposit needed. After you funded your account, you get the advanced course. Al Brooks teaches price action. Basically, best to train your trading psychology. Be aware of what's going to move, not move the market. Too many things to look out for. Do not have the FOMO trades. Too costly. One pip wonder said, um, member Jalissa has most of it, and I echo the sentiment, especially the book. YouTube search Mark Douglas for a 4-part lecture based on the book, and add patience with yourself, with your trades, with your development. No one goes from zero engineering knowledge and gets a job as an engineer in 6 months of cramming YouTube vids or books. It takes years, and then it takes years. You'll have forever, so there's no rush. Also, paper trade demo. Get a feel for it, but use live money ASAP, even if you can only afford trading 0.01 lots. The experience of having skin in the game is the foremost teacher. Best of luck. OP said, patience, experience, for real, got it, appreciated. Munted41 said, give up. Trade S&P 500. It follows U.S. fiscal growth, GDP. FX is just noise. Maybe trade instruments with bias. OP said, okay, we'll keep that in mind for sure, but I don't like the sound of the first two words. Myron Webb 34 said, try Stock Sniper Traders. www.stocksnipertrading.com. That's where I'm learning. Terminal High Guard said, I haven't made it, so I'm sorry if this was test your time. I haven't made it, so I hope this wasn't a waste of your time. But from what I'm learning, it comes down to emotional regulation, so you can stick with your system and stop trading when you realize it's not working. Astro Kitty said, for everyone replying here to this person's post, thank you all. I want to do trading and almost everyone around me is doubting me. I am at this hellish point in my life where even my own family hates me, for I am going to choose trading over the profession that awaits me. Everyone's reply here is very much appreciated. I know I'm going to mess up, but these advices here is definitely going to help me build my confidence when I start. I have to learn by myself as well. Once again, thank you all. Sizzler said, you are making a mistake. Stick with your profession. Learn to trade and be profitable first over several years. Astro Kitty, I see though I hate my upcoming profession very much. Every encouragement to stick with it just adds to my depression. Yes, we all do, but I think you will hate losing money more so. Just use that hate to fuel your journey to mastering trading. Sam Jesse said, Reminiscences of a Stock Operator, and Nassim Taleb's book. Oblivion Thinking said, outside of having a mentor who is willing to part with their trading journal, the only practical way to get better is chart time. Hours and hours of chart time. Focus on one pair and learn its personality. McDowell said, most of the things that are mentioned here. I will add one thing though. Learn trading psychology. That's the most important lesson I learned in trading. Edward Z said, how do you trade now? What strategy or or system do you use? What type of trader are you? Relevant Ordinary 769 said, what helped me is journaling. Every night I take a look at your pairs in TradingView, annotate them and see where your trades would have been. Copy this into a journal. I find Notion is great. Write down exactly what you're seeing, why you would have taken a trade, etc. This is completely in hindsight, but if you do this for a long time, over time, you will eventually be able to see the trade opportunities forming in live time before they happen. Now you still need your own trading model, OFC, but what I have found is that is generally not the hard part. The hard part is dealing with your emotions. I can post a link here, an example day of my journal, if you would like to give you an idea of what I do. Supreme Trader said, hey, I feel you. I was just in your shoes. I'm no pro, but I am getting the swing of it and becoming better and more capable with my trading. I trade Forex, and when I was ready to give up, this channel sort of fell into my lap. Please search for ICT on YouTube. ICT stands for Inner Circle Trader. He will guide you, and with practice, I believe you can become the trader you desire to be. I am thankful for the knowledge I got from him. ICT, don't forget it. Co-leader said, people I follow in different markets. Forex, Japanese trader K, he's a trend follower and takes 10 trades a month. Stocks, Warrior Trading Ross Cameron. This guy deals with small cap, top gapping stocks where price action and level 2 is everything. Honestly, his YouTube videos and visiting his past live streams to trade along him helped me tremendously. You need a trader's intuition, and having a trading mentor is important in the market. And this is nearly closely replicates that. I keep doing it every day until I get his logic and decision-making skills. Crypto face. I follow this guy in crypto sector, though not sure about the legitimacy of this dude, but he makes big trades every day. Wow, now that stinks, said, he put a link, gapat.net. I learned from these people. They have some free trading videos on YouTube. There are different methods that they teach. Check them out. Seb King 1986 said, there is no way around the fact that you have to put in the work. Like training for a sport, consistency comes with doing drills, where you put your trading plan into practice over and over again. This will instill discipline and also give you confidence in your strategy, which I promise you helps during those losing runs. Constant analysis of your trades, winning and losing. How can you refine? What can you learn? Approach your trading like a profession. Pretty Dirty Boy said, I haven't made it, but it seems like once you find a strategy you can work with, strictly following your rules to the T is what helps develop consistency. It's really about doing the same thing every single time, unless you're not going to do it. Oatmeal or Porridge said, just a couple of things that come to mind and that work for me. They may not work for you. Acknowledge you don't know what price is going to do. Get out quickly if you're wrong. Don't be stubborn. Be a sloppy trader. Quit trying to time tops or bottoms and take what the market gives you. Do you trust your indicators? Try trading without seeing price. I would suggest a demo account with this one. You may not win the trade, but you shouldn't lose too much money. It's the big losses that are killing your account. Concentrate on one pair unless you can find its opposite, then two pairs. And that's it. These are the top comments on the r/Forex community for the question about the traders that have made it, and what their advice is for gaining consistency. And there was a lot of good advice in there: journaling, risk management, so many good things, and a lot of resources at to research, ICT, baby pips, etc., etc. Well, this has been a long video, so we'll just cut it short there instead of me going on and on and on. So we'll see you on the next video. This has been your host, Trader DLT, on the DLT Capital Markets Forex Trading channel. Thank you for watching and listening, and we'll see you on the next video.